Rick shot a lot. Rick and I go back to junior high. We ran track and cross crunchy together. Both of us are surfers. Rick is still surfing in his late 60s. Rick is an incredible storyteller. I love storytelling. So many surfers have caught their last wave in life, yet they continue to surf on the other side. Probably the majority of them, their stories were never captured and are dust in the wind. Rick is telling stories about surfers generations ago. Rick, thanks for the incredible storytelling and keeping them alive. This is an article by Lynn Shellick. Nearly 20 years ago, Newport Beach resident Rick Chatillion was working at Newport Photographics when fellow local Ralph Myers, Rick's longtime 22nd Street surfing buddy, came in to have his collection of old 16mm reels converted to video. Ralph, along with friend Tom Jewell, shot the movies during surfing's golden era. As Rick worked converting the archival footage taken in the 1950s and 60s, he watched in amazement as the epic early days of surfboard riding in Newport Beach unfolded before him. Rick couldn't keep his eyes off the screen and instinctively knew the tapes held something special. They captured a magical transformation time in Southern California history that has molded our American culture, continues to influence fashion and sports, and ultimately has emerged to become a multi-billion-dollar industry. When I first started watching the old reels that Rick brought in, I felt like I had discovered buried treasure, says Rick. I literally could not get them out of my mind. Over the years, I began to obsess about making a documentary depicting the evolution of surfing in Newport, and it was like more than 50 years ago when this sport and lifestyle centered on surfing began to take hold. So in 2008, with Tom and Ralph's blessings, Rick and his wife Ann, who also grew up in Newport Beach, began a quest to track down and interview all the talented surfers featured in the historic footage. The journey took them from Aspen to Maui to Malibu, among other locations, and Rick's dreams started to become a reality. And worked tirelessly compiling numerous vintage archival film and photograph featuring Newport Beach. She methodically searched through the historic collection of varied resources, including Sherman's Library, First American Title, Newport Harbor Nautical Museum, Newport Beach Historical Society, and the Balboa Historical Society. But mostly, Anne gathered stories, photos, and movie clips from personal collection of longtime Newport Beach residents, including her parents and her friends, as well as those of the many interviewed. Anne and Rick spent hundreds of hours combining through all the content, painstakingly pulling together the inspirational story of the evolution of surf culture in Newport Beach. They collaborated with Grammy Award-winning music composer and avid surfer himself, Philip Marshall, as well as Orange County Register surf columnist Jeff Malanka, a pop local surf report radio personality and voiceover artist. The result is a film that is a masterpiece compilation of the rare home movies, still photos, and unscripted raw footage intertwined with interviews of legendary surfers, including T.K. Bremer, Bobby Russell Brown, Don Craig, Ed Hardley, Alama Kalama, 1962, U.S. champion. Ricky Lau, Greg McGillivray, David Nuuhiwa, 1968 and 1970 USA champion. John Peck, Ron Sizemore, 1961 champion. Eric and John Valley, Walter Viszolet, and a host of pioneering surfers who first called Newport's famous 22nd Street their home turf, living the life, living the dream every day. Through it all, surfing's influence on fashion is readily apparent, and the clothes seen in the movie could be the same kids are wearing today. Bermuda shorts were in the fashion statement of the 50s. The only difference is trunks were made then by talented moms with sewing machines. As Anne pointed out during our interview, fashion doesn't evolve, it revolves. You can see it in the movie. In fact, some of the most recognized surf brands in the world started near 22nd Street, Newport Beach. Bob Hurley of Hurley International was a premier board shaper in the day and got his start there, as did Bob McKnight, founder of Quicksilver USA. Think of OP, Hang Ten, Caton, Reef, Pearl, Billabong, O'Neill, Oakley, RBCA, Volcrum, etc. All have made a profound impact on the fashion industry. Fast forward to the 2010 Newport Beach Film Festival, where Living It Forever made its world a premiere to a sold-out crowd at Newport's landmark Lido Theater. By the end of the festival, their documentary would become one of the most popular films of the event, with festival producers adding 2 additional screenings to meet the man. The Chatillions would take home the Film Festival's 2010 Orange County Filmmaker Award. Later that year, they also won Historical Archival Award at the California Surf Festival in Oceanside. Even for those who know nothing about surfing or have never even heard of Newport Beach, Living It Forever unfolds in a way that has audiences yearning for carefree days and hitting the beach and being with friends was all that mattered. More importantly, it brings forward full cycle of time in history, that rare tipping point where the obscure lifestyles of the surfing first began to influence mainstream America, ultimately becoming the legendary inspiration it is today. On Thursday, September 8th, Anne and Rick Chatillion will be honored again, this time during a private opening reception of the Living It Forever exhibit that will be on display at Bloomingdale's Newport Fashion Island, kicking off the evening's fashion night out. The display, complete with vintage photos and surfboards featured in the film, will remain on display at Bloomingdale's on the men's main level through September 8th.